Okie dokes, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Europe qualifier for Cologne, as we now have our next two combatants ready to go. And it's going to be jjakji versus MaNa.
That's right, and this is going to be a spot. The winner of this will take a spot in the main event of the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne in just a couple of weeks' time. So a lot on the line here, but of course the loser is not completely out, which is the best side of it, I suppose you can look at for the loser, is that they do go down to the lower bracket to continue to fight on for one slot, which is given out to the lower bracket players, and of course 2 slots available in the winner bracket, with 4GG already taking one of them. Who will take the second? Is it going to be jjakji, a player who's come to conquer all in Europe for 2014, or is it going to be MaNa? Recently was just released from Mouse Sports. Is he now going to qualify for a big tournament? He didn't have the best of 2013 year, but this could be all very different.
Certainly could be, and you know, this is a tough one for MaNa. It really is. He has to prove himself. He really does. But jjakji, he goes into this as the absolute favorite here. It's jjakji. I mean, come on. So now we are just waiting for MaNa. He's on a little bit of a break, and also we have one player already determined going through.
That's right, 4GG. Just won in the winner bracket semi-final. Pushes him into the final, where there's 2 players already qualified in that final, so of course doesn't need to play again. Congratulations to Millennium's 4GG, and let's hope he has a great 2014, as we are just on the start of 2014. A lot more to come from both players. So it looks like, I'm just going to have a look at the bracket to see if it has been updated. No, it has not for us, but we don't really need to look at it, as you know. The 4GG's qualified, and we are going to have jjakji versus MaNa to find out who plays that. MaNa just got off knocking Kane into the lower bracket, which means Kane must fall down to play against Titan, a Russian player. And, well, if he's able to go through Titan, Kane that is, he would be going up against Stardust, one Korean in the lower bracket, looking to get top 3 Korean finishes in this European qualifier.
That's certainly true. They could take all 3 top spots. Tefel, well, yeah, he's already down there. As I said, he just got knocked down. TLO is currently 1-0 in the lead against Nurchio. So that is unfolding pretty rapidly. But it looks like there's quite a few Zergs that are going to be down there, especially if Kane is able to make his way through Titan and then Stardust as well. So a lot of Zergs still up for grabs down in the lower bracket.
So let's talk about jjakji and MaNa now. These 2 players going head-to-head for that final slot. Of course, jjakji, a formidable Terran player, absolutely remarkable. We had a chance to watch his games in Stage 1 yesterday.
Yeah.
And he was absolutely on fire. A little bit of weakness versus Elfie, but that just, you know, turned up the heat a little bit for jjakji to go crazy in game number 2 and 3. And oh boy, did he, with a smashing victory in game number 2 and game number 3. But going up against MaNa, a player who historically has had trouble in this matchup. What do you think about these 2 players and how they're going to bounce off each other in this game?
I think that after we saw the way in which jjakji was playing yesterday, and he's like he had that flick of the switch. It's like, oh well, a little bit of a wake-up call against Delphi. If he brings the same form to the table, it's very, very difficult for MaNa to really deal with. They've met each other once in Heart of the Swarm before, where jjakji was able to take a 2-0 over MaNa. So yeah, I think this is going to be a real tall order for MaNa. He's done well up until this point. He's done very well, but this is really the true test for him.
So would you say this is 70-30, 80-20 in favor of jjakji, or more even?
I'll go 70-30.
70-30?
Yeah, tough one.
Yeah, I think this may be the end of MaNa's run here. But, well, there's always the underdog story if he can make it through the Polish player. I don't know if he can. Going up against My Insanity's jjakji, a former GSL champion back in 2011, and just a consistent, good Terran player. But having come over to Europe, he's just been absolutely dominating so far. Over the last couple of months, every time I've seen him play, he's looked absolutely incredible. He's fast, he's clinical, his execution is marvelous. And I think he's going to bring that to the table today. He's signed up for this qualifier for one reason and one reason alone, which is to qualify for the main event in Cologne. But of course, Cologne still about a month away. we do have the main event of Sao Paulo happening next week. Going to be traveling to Brazil. Going to be dancing with the ladies and having a good time in the sun, but more importantly, casting the StarCraft 2 games. That'll be next week. And then there'll be, I think you are doing a Korean qualifier just before we do take off for the IEM Cologne event. And then when we return back from the IEM, the Intel Extreme Masters event in Sao Paulo, we're pretty much knocking on the front door of the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne tournament.
It never stops. And then right after that, one day after Cologne, it's time to go on with the WCS.
That's right.
So we just don't stop.
And so far for the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne, we do have Hero Marine qualified through winning the German EPS. And from Northern American qualifiers, we had Polt and QXC, who will join 4GG today, and a further 2 players. The 2 favorites being jjakji and Stardust. But are we going to see some upsets today? Is MaNa going to be able to topple jjakji? Is Nurcho going to beat out Stardust once again if he can get the opportunity to rematch in that lower bracket?
Yeah, the opportunity is a good thing that you raise, because as we said before, TLO won up against Nurcho at this point. We'll have to take 2 games off TLO from that point on to try and advance over, whilst TLO needs that 1 left. But aside from that, Stardust's looking good in that lower bracket. 2-0 against Grubby, 2-0 against Hasuobs. He's waiting for the winner of Titan and Kane there. And then the winner of Stardust versus Titan or Kane will have to advance on to play against Tefal, who also looked pretty good yesterday, advancing on.
He's looking good yesterday, looking good today. We can take a quick look at the bracket for you guys. Just it's finally updated, so we can have a look at the games that have been played so far today and the games that are still left to play. So we can see 4GG's run there at the top, seeded first in this qualifier tournament. Went through Hearthstone, then Empire's Happy, and finally Tefal to grab a slot in the winner bracket finals up here, which is where he is qualified. And then some other results, as you can see on screen, will follow MaNa's run, who went through TLO, Kane. And that's pretty impressive considering MaNa has had the Achilles heel of playing against Zerg. But his other heel, considering you have 2, is Terran. And that is going to be jjakji in this next game. But we can drop down to the lower bracket. And as you can see, quite a few games have been played down here as well.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. And as you already alluded to, Stardust doing not too badly. Whilst we already know the results currently of Nurture versus TLO. That'll finish up pretty soon, actually. Whilst MaNa has now come back and is looking to do the vetoes with jjakji.
All right, so there is the bracket for you guys. And we can return to get ready for this next game. So the veto system is going to be... Well, we'll have to see depending on which one wants the veto first. They're about to start it. The map pool for this best of 3, if you haven't been following this tournament so far, is the ladder map pool exactly. So the maps that you play game in, game out, maybe not everyone, because you might veto some like these players will be doing very shortly, is exactly as you'd be playing in the 1v1 Blizzard ladder when you're in game. And we're about to find out who will be vetoing first. Any maps that you don't think we'll see, or vetoed out immediately, should I say?
Ultrazine will always probably go first. If MaNa is vetoing first, he will probably take Ultrazine. It's really devastating to deal with, like triple prong drops, and jjakji's pretty good at those, as we learned yesterday. Pretty good. So I don't think MaNa wants any of that.
Yeah. Which maps do you think jjakji might not want to get rid of?
Not get rid of?
Or which maps would he get rid of? Which do you reckon he'll do? Anything will bother him here, or is he just too solid, too clean?
Oh, wait. What? Heavy Rain, Frost... They've already done the vetoes. When did that happen?
And they must have done it privately then. So the 3 maps that are remaining then. So Habitation Station, Heavy Rain, and Frost are the 3 maps. jjakji to pick first. Which you think he's going to choose without reading? Too late.
I already read it, sorry.
Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain.
Okay, so Heavy Rain first from jjakji here. It's a great map. We saw him perform very well on it yesterday. Let's hope he does again. Frost will be the second map, and then if need be, this is still a best of 3, we'll go over to Habitation Station.
Yeah, I like some Habitation Station, and I would like to see it go to all 3 maps in general. I'm really enjoying Heavy Rain at the moment, really enjoying Habitation Station. Frost can sometimes be a little bit sketchy, but that's only when I want to make a 3rd base, when I'm not 2 base alling any all oh, doing some cheese anyway. Yeah, so that can be a little bit difficult. But MaNa's in, as will be jjakji in a second for Heavy Rain. And I think that this is a good map for MaNa to start off on. I really do think this is a prime opportunity here for him to take a 1-0 lead, more so than a map like Frost would be.
Yeah. Why do you think that?
I just think it's easier for him to get a bit more of a macro setup, which is generally what MaNa would like to try and do, but oftentimes you see him just being like, well, actually, I could just blink play and just go for it, because it's a good map for blink play in terms of how much area you have to blink in, and MaNa's blink control is very good.
So you think he could do either? He could play macro focus or be quite aggressive with blink?
Yeah, that's a very broad answer and probably not really.
Bit of everything.
Bit of everything, guys.
Bit of everything. All right, so the map now is loading. We're about to jump into this first map of this best of 3. jjakji coming into this is quite a clear favorite. Can the Polish Protoss now do it? He's got a long year ahead of him when it comes to playing in WCS. Every player does now. This is just the start of the StarCraft 2 season, especially within Europe. The IEM Cologne Qualifier for the main event in Cologne in just about a month's time. A little bit less than that, I think, to be exact. I'm going to have to peg my favorite as jjakji here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a 2-0 either.
Yeah, he's very, very strong, especially if you let him into that mid-game, really unscathed. So we shall see as we now jump on to game number 1 to see who advances on to the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne, as we do have spawning down to the south the Red Protoss, currently teamless. He is MaNa. And up to the northern position, we have our blue Terran representing my insanity. It's jjakji.
And just like any best of 3 or 5, 7 series, it's always good to get the first win. I suppose in a best of 1 that counts as well, because then you've won. So it's always good to get the first win. Just kind of confidence boost. You can get a little bit nervous, a little bit stressed out when you do lose the first game. Having to win 2 games in a row can be a little bit difficult indeed, especially at this caliber of play. You're expecting probably Reaper opening here, considering the map and the availability to be able to jump into the main base?
Yeah, I would say so. And then in turn, MaNa is expecting a Reaper opening, looking at this initial pylon placement, just trying to block off small little chokes and areas where a Reaper can start darting around that mineral line. So a cool little choice here from MaNa as well from the get-go.
And bear in mind, this is an 11 barracks here, not 12. This is earlier, because he's had to actually stop an SCV, so it's an 11-11. So yes, he's going to be going for a Reaper opening, but it's, excuse me, earlier than what we're used to. He hurt his economy a little bit to be able to get this out. And the main reason for this is because, well, as simple as it may sound, the Reaper's faster, so it'll arrive earlier, which means more damage can be dealt out. He could be able to get a couple of probe kills a lot earlier on than MaNa would be expecting to see this Reaper.
Yeah,
but he has to do damage. Well, cutting your economy like this, you really do need to.
Yeah, you do. And MaNa, I mean, that's evident already here with 15 probes against 13 SCVs, whilst we even have a 3 lead, or 2.5 at least, by the by. But the point is that MaNa still constructing a wall. Second pylon goes down there. He could throw that cybernetics core just below the gateway, or he could even throw it next to this top left assimilator. Any choice that he goes for is always completing that wall slowly.
That's right, and I imagine that'll be the case here as this pylon does finish up, and it has created a wall, as you did describe. So nice one there, but look at this jjakji. Not only has he decided to rush out this first barracks, he's thrown down a second one as well. So he really is going to utilize the size of this open area inside the main base of MaNa, which has a cliff edge pretty much bigger than any other map. So he's got a lot of area to jump in here.
And you've got to remember that jjakji is constantly on the European ladder right now. So maybe MaNa, you know, I mean, it's always nice to make a wall like this against Terran anyway, because there is the eventuality of those Reapers, but this is going to aid him. The Reapers are going to have lack of mobility around that mineral line, and see what they can get done.
This Reapers arrive really fast here.
Yeah.
And it's way before the mothership core's even ready. So MaNa's already lost 1 probe. He's got another one inside jjakji's base, but he could lose more here. jjakji has spotted this wall off. He knows he can't go around the left-hand side.
Good control with that probe initially, trying to hunt it down, goes into the probe line, has to be careful about that just in case the probes decide to pull off and try and get the surround. But the mothership core's now out, as is a Stalker on the way, and a Twilight Council's already been added on. He's expecting to be able to push this away and then no more get in, but there's going to be a lot more trying to get in.
And they're going to be able to challenge Stalkers here, but there is a probe inside the main base.
He's going to see it. He's going to see it.
Nice scout there by MaNa. Nice scout indeed. And to be honest, I think I'm chrono boosting the gateway right now to build more Stalkers, because you are going to be scared about double barracks here. jjakji immediately stops building Reapers after 4 here and has switched over to a tech lab, but he cannot take too much damage. MaNa, that is, here, because if he does, then he's going to fall very far behind. And considering that he's trying to go for this blink play, I'd imagine, he doesn't want to be slowed down while trying to do this.
I was saying before, I mean, MaNa was one of the players that really loved to do blink plays against Terrans before it really became popular. He was hipster blink. And, well, he's going to lose that Zealot. But the 2 Stalkers as well as Mothership Core are going to give these Reapers a really hard time. Good control, though, from jjakji.
Nice control bit MaNa as well.
Yeah, true. Saves all but 1.
And jjakji, without the information that the Twilight Council is down, he does see the later Nexus. So I'm sure he thinks something may be happening. But with a 3rd command center, maybe he's just thinking that the later Nexus actually maybe doesn't quite click properly. He thinks the later Nexus is because that MaNa's played this out quite safe. And this actually can sting jjakji, trying to go 3 command centers against a player who is clearly being aggressive, with more gateways being added on to accompany the blink upgrades.
And now, I mean, yes, the wall does deny. It initially denied the Reapers from trying to get good surface area on the probes in the mineral line, but now it has that double purpose of trying to block the tech. But they're going to try and go in here. They're not going to go any further, I don't think, than just this point. Oh, and he actually sees the Twilight Council, so very, very close.
And now I'd be panicking if I was jjakji. I'd be throwing down a bunker on the natural. I'd be throwing down a couple bunkers in the main. Remember the size of this map. You said earlier on that this is something which MaNa could do, is a blink play, and this is what he is doing now. And jjakji spotted it. He has a couple of Marauders out. He's adding on his 3rd barracks. He can lose SCVs in this trade-off, remember, because he has 3 command centers. But he has to be careful here. He does not want to have no bunkers at all. Otherwise, this could be a very fast win for MaNa. Yeah,
he's not really reacting as swiftly as I was expecting. But there's the bunkers on the way now here. It's jjakji. He knows his timings. He knows his ability to be able to shut this down if it comes along. Has to be careful. Those Stalkers take a little bit of free damage. Blink straight on back, though. But now all of the intentions are fully revealed.
All the intentions are revealed, and it looks like jjakji has protected his natural quite well, but inside his main, only just now the bunker's been added on. A little bit late here.
And that Mothership Core is going to provide the high ground vision. Then he can try and blink in and maybe deny one of these bunkers from going down. But jjakji is already positioning himself pretty well to try and deal with that. Now in this matchup, he's actually on cooldown on the blink there, though, so he's going to lose a few of those Stalkers for free and does not want to lose that Mothership Core. But I was going to say that he actually needs 5 Stalkers more as opposed to 4 Stalkers to actually one-shot that SCV, so didn't quite get it.
Well, remember that every stim needs to be selected perfectly. There is no factory, there are no medivacs. Every stim hurts jjakji's units here. He has to choose the right time to stim. Only stimming a few units there, as you notice, realizing that he cannot be stimming all the time. Every stim will deduct 10 hit points from these units. 28 points, sorry.
Yeah, I sort of feel for MaNa here that his pylon, the one that he actually uses warping in, if he wants to continue this blink play, it's going to be hard for him to really pressure the front, if ever, because, I mean, the pylon's so far away. So it's going to be difficult to try and make that happen. He's focusing his entire attention on blinking into the main, but jjakji's seemingly pretty prepared for it. He's
got to be careful. I mean, every stim costs Marauder 20 hit points. You just can't be having that. They're going to start to really decrease in health. And the factory just now started, but MaNa is going to swing around to the front. SCV's already there to repair.
Good blink control, will focus down one of these bunkers. That's going to fall, and continues to keep these Stalkers alive.
And MaNa, no sign of any transitions yet. Oh, actually, excuse me, he's just now thrown down a Forge, looking to play this game out to the later stages. Zealot charge been researched. Nice blink forward, but oh, that's a big blink. Ooh. And oh, I think he could lose every single Stalker here.
Oh, and he loses the Mothership Core as well. No, there you go. GG.
That was very courageous blink. He did not expect the units to be there waiting. And the thing is, with blink play like that, you can blink in, sure, but if there's something there, you're going to get caught.
Yeah.
But what a Protoss player always wants to do is to blink in, find time, and then when blink ability is able to be used again, individually blink the Stalkers back, which is the most efficient way to do it. He didn't find the time and unfortunately just blinked into the army and lost everything.
Yeah.
And well, we talked about the importance of winning map number 1. It's gone in favor of jjakji, who defended that with 3 command centers of 2 barracks.
Very good.
It's a very, very strong defense.
And normally, if you want to go back into the archives of MaNa's play against Terrans, we've seen him try and go for blink builds let's step back into Wings of Liberty, for example, and also at the start of Heart of the Swarm. He's gone for Blink builds on one base, normally against Terrans, which had a lot of success for him because he was able to get in there, snipe out the tech lab before Stim would have even completed, etc. But this kind of two-base Blink build, it doesn't look like he's as comfortable with something like that. In comparison to the one-base, more aggressive version that he used to use.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a pre-planned strategy. It very well could have been considering the map, but whatever the case, unfortunately for MaNa, his strategy choice gave him a loss. And remember that all hope is not lost if he does lose this series, as there is a lower bracket to go down and play in, but ultimately, I think everybody in this position would want to win just the best of 3 to gain a plane ticket, a train ticket, a bus ticket, however you want to travel, I suppose, the most efficient way and most cost-effective way to get to Cologne. And for MaNa, it probably would be a train considering it's Poland.
Yeah, sounds good.
I don't know. But anyway, the winner of this series will get that ticket, will get that hotel, and will get the slot in the main tournament of the Interstream Masters Cologne.
All right, let's get into game number 2. jjakji's 1 win away from advancing on to Cologne, as we have spawning down to the bottom right. His opponent, representing no team currently, just Poland. He is MaNa. And up to the top right, we have our teal Terran this time, representing My Insanity. It's jjakji.
So a much larger map here. Reapers still can be used, but I don't think we'll see Reapers used in the same sense as jjakji used previously. Trying to go 2 barracks like that is not quite as viable. It's a much larger map for the Reapers to kind of jet all the way over the other side if they were to spawn further away from each other than they are now. So I'd expect maybe Reaper opening. We could see Command Center first. I don't think that's a build that jjakji wouldn't do either.
Yeah, if we do see a Reaper opening from jjakji, then the spawning positions are quite fortunate for MaNa in the way he's going to end up building his buildings here. Because if he ends up placing his gateway here, and the Reaper somehow wiggles in up along this area, then it comes around and kind of gets walled in and doesn't realize that that's there initially. So it's a little bit treacherous if jjakji wants to do something like that.
But he's not. He's queued up SCVs here. He's going to be going for a Command Center first opening, changing it up from one extreme to the other. Quite aggressive in game number 1, and then quite economy focused in game number 2 here. And MaNa has not decided to send out an early scout here. Some Protoss players don't scout at all. They only really scout and... Well, I say some Protoss players don't scout at all. I'd say on a 2-player map, they don't scout at all sometimes until just the Stalker and Mothership core because they already know where you are.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of important to send out a probe scout because you have no idea where he is. And sometimes, you know, you kind of need to know where your units are going to go and which way his units are going to come from.
Certainly so. MaNa's taking a slight risk in this, having not scouted out anything, going for the Nexus before the Cybernetics core starts up. So if there was a Reaper opening, then technically, because it is a 4-player map, it wouldn't get over there super quick because he hasn't been scouted out yet. But still, there would have been that potential threat.
Yeah, a good economy-focused build by MaNa, even getting the pylon before the Cybernetics core here, so we can continue pro production as soon as that's finished. So really nice from him. A good build. And it works well against what his opponent's done. If there was a double barracks Reaper, for example, it wouldn't have worked out as well. He would have been in quite a bit of trouble, but that is not the case. He's assumed that jjakji on a bigger map like this would most likely open up for a Command Center first, which most Terran players do. And MaNa has tailored his build around that without even gathering any information yet.
Yups. jjakji's going to head in and get lucky on that first scout, whereas MaNa, unfortunately for him, is not going to get that. So he's going to continually play that little excursion around with the probe. Zealot comes out, not really going to do a whole lot here. And
well, unfortunately for MaNa, you won't get any information at all.
Yeah.
You will get pushed away by the Marine, and there should be a second one out in time by a probe, gets even a third. And he won't get any information. He actually is completely in the dark. The one thing he could do is send the Mothership core up straight north, and then just kind of have a look at how many SCVs and how much minerals have been mined from the natural. It's the only thing he can really do.
jjakji did this last time against Elfie, didn't he, with the SCV? In similar spawning positions, at least. So he's hiding down the bottom left once again.
The only thing that pops to mind immediately here would be maybe a random third command center. There's been a build that has been used in Pro League by TY, which has been a proxy factory after command center first for tanks. But I don't think this is the kind of map that you can pull this off efficiently on. So I have no idea what this SCV is for. Probably just a scout more so for just if there's a fast third nexus or something along the lines of that. It's definitely not for some... I wouldn't imagine it'd be for some form of proxy. It doesn't make sense. Not on this map, not in this game.
I think what's really cute here by MaNa is that with this probe up in the top left, he knows that he's scouting his opponent in the last position, so there's no point sending it to its death. So he's just kind of leaving it up there for later use.
MaNa is taking a bit of a risk going for the Stargate here, unless he wants to focus his entire combination of units around it. It's a late Stargate. There's already a lot of units out for a jjakji here. I guess one thing that could work in his favor is because it is late, that jjakji may not be expecting it.
Yeah.
But he's already got units in position, jjakji.
Do you reckon he just goes straight to Phoenix with this?
No, it has to be an Oracle, I'd say. You can go straight to Phoenix, but you really like to get some damage done.
Yeah.
You can't dedicate to this and not... Because with the Phoenixes, you can't get any damage done. And then you kind of need to slow your opponent down if you're going to play... if you're going to open up with investing in a Stargate so early on.
But Oracle is him saying, well, I know he's going to have units out. I'm going to have to pit my control against his, and as well as positioning.
Almost kind of crossing the fingers, hope you don't have your Marines in your mineral line, I'd say, because he has no information at all.
This is a tough little bit here for MaNa. Dad's on the Twilight Council behind this to get all them upgrades
I'd imagine
going.
he's switching over to Templar Tech immediately here. I can't imagine it being for DTs or Blink. Blink's way too late. DTs, I mean, this may even force turrets out, so...
And was a scan dropped, and it
sees the Twilight Council and the Forge.
All right, so
Oracle.
Oracle's going to fly around. The Marines are going to end up sandwiching it, though, pushing it away at least, so no damage been done just yet.
Oh, look at this, actually. I haven't been following the base too much, but it's still Banshees. This is something which TY has done in Pro League a couple times. So is Mara, just these kind of Banshee builds halfway through.
But this does give rise to the fact that a Phoenix will be out.
He saw it. That's why he decided to build a Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's a direct counter, obviously. That Oracle did absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
that was a bit of a waste. He did get the Scout, but I don't even think we're going to see any air units yet. He switched over to Ravens again.
Yeah. So jjakji now, well, adding on extra barracks here before next command center. So a lot of production there.
It's quite a greedy build, the build that he's going for right now, but that's because Protoss players are kind of greedy themselves nowadays with the Mothership Core. And we can see from this point that double Engineering Bay and over the Cloak Banshee all at the same time really lowers your actual unit count. And of course delays the Medivacs and so on. So MaNa's retaliation upon seeing all this information is cannon in each mineral line in case of the Cloak. He built a single Phoenix to chase down the Banshee. And I'd imagine, did he throw down? He didn't build the robotics facility, which is really confusing because obviously you'd think he'd like to get observers, right?
Yeah.
But he's dedicating into Chronobus and into Storm and also Armor. Without any observers, in case there were Cloak Banshees, he couldn't even move across the map.
Yeah, this is a little tricky here from MaNa. I mean, all of this, all of his tech was off one gateway, basically. So, I mean, that gives rise to exactly what you were saying about Protoss players playing very greedily. He added on 5 more, but he has to add on the Photon Overcharge. But that's a lot of units, actually. These guys are just going to run straight past the Photon Overcharge. He killed the Mothership Core off. No energy for a second one because it's dead. And jjakji's made a lot happen.
Yeah, Storm's ready though,
nice.
And will clean it up pretty much. Did take a bit of damage though, unfortunately. And just throughout this game, I mean, he's lost a lot. He's been fully scouted now. There's still no robotics facility. Luckily for him, I guess that he assumed that this wasn't going to continue through with the Cloak Banshee play. But MaNa's added on a lot of gateways here. He's got a decent amount of probes. He should be looking to take a third base in this game, but there's already a Widowmine blocking the third base, which is kind of smart from him.
2 extra gateways get added on in total. He's up to 9 gateways right now. But I suppose this is the compensatory move that you make for not having a robo, because you kind of need some kind of production now.
I mean, he can't take a third base too early, right? Because he doesn't have any units. So if he doesn't take a third base, which is 400 minerals, his money's going to be way too high. So you might as well just add on extra gateways. And plus, you can also really ramp up the production when your opponent's going to come at you for the next wave. But he definitely has intentions to take a third. But jjakji's got to drop inside the main base of MaNa here. It has been spotted. Yeah,
and looking to kill off one of the 2 of these pylons. Feedback does cause this medevac to really add on no longevity to this bio, so he has to retreat out pretty darn soon, and will do. Meanwhile, though, at the main, natural, Storm as well as Time Warp kills off a little bit of that, but he doesn't have that many gateway units to back it up. He has to warp in as many as quickly as possible.
Yeah, on 9 gateways, he should be able to hold on 2 bases quite easily, but jjakji went up to 5 barracks. He's got a lot of units. He'll be dropping in multiple places.
Ooh. That Widowmine picks off that Phoenix just at the right time here at the main base, and meanwhile, jjakji's probably looking to poke at the front again.
Yeah, but all jjakji needs to do is keep his opponent on 2 bases. That's the goal right now. Don't let him take a third. If you can kill him, great.
Yeah. Offensive Factory against a player that's heavy Zealots, heavy charge as well. That could work out wonders if he gets the right positioning on this. Force Fields will go down. Storm to try and catch some of these, but he focuses down the High Templars. Will get one and forces the Archon to be morphed in. This army is doing a lot here for jjakji. MaNa is on the ropes. He gets one of the Archons. The Zealots still charge on furiously, and they're going to force this to kite back as best he can do. There's no more energy on the medevac, so he has to be very, very careful about when he stims.
Yeah, every charge is great, but then of course when it wears out, the Zealots also die because they get kited backwards here.
Yeah,
with Marauders with concussive shells, and MaNa is dying here.
Another Archon will end up falling. These bio units are so low, but the kiting potential with those concussive shells is just enough.
It's perfect. You just trade at this point,
yeah.
MaNa. I mean, jjakji's just trading. He's got 3 command centers. He's got a much, much higher income than his opponent. A much better potential in this game.
Morph snipes down straight onto those High Templars from this bio. Make it so hard for MaNa really to do anything. Killing off one of them even forces the denial of an Archon being morphed in. So jjakji right now is absolutely raining this. He's even making Widow Mines at this factory.
They're not even trading equally.
No.
jjakji's trading more cost efficiently, and this looks like a very, very one-sided series.
Very nicely played here by jjakji as he completely rules the roost here in game number 2. MaNa all but down and out, trying desperately to hold on. But even behind this, jjakji with that 3rd command center, absolutely churning away the units, and a Hunter Seeker missile for great victory. Kaboom kabam.
Yeah. And more Zealots being warped in, but the thing is that this wave of units from jjakji will never stop. He's got 2-2 about to increase his strength of his army, and he can add on more barracks. It's just a win-win situation.
GG, congrats. jjakji makes it 2 out of 3 Koreans advancing on from the European qualifiers on to the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne.
That's right. Congratulations to jjakji, but it's not all done for MaNa today. He does drop down to the lower bracket now and would be playing against the winner of either Nurtio or TLO, if I'm not mistaken there. I think that is correct.
Nurtio?
So he would be playing Nurtio, who's knocked out TLO. So MaNa versus Nurtio is probably going to be our next game, I'd imagine.
I hope so. I gotta say.
Yeah, I'd imagine it is.
Although that being said, Tefel is also there as well. So the Polish player is actually not doing too badly.
Tefel, Tefel lost versus 4GG, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 3 out of 4 Polish players looking to try and contest down there. Whilst we still don't have the results of Kane and Titan to look who advances on to play Stardust.
I can try to have a look, but
yeah,
it's usually all the build orders are hidden, so
yeah.
I don't think I can. I can try, but I don't think so.
A little bit difficult to find.
Titan's in a game right now, so I'd imagine he is playing against Thingy right now.
51 minutes ago.
No, that was a lot of game.
Okay.
So they're playing right now, so we don't know that.
All right. Cool stuff. As we say, 2 Terrans advance on. Actually, now that I think about it, all of the players that have advanced on to the tournament are Terran.
Good. Finally. Got some Terran players.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, so
job,
Hero
Terrans.
Marine, Pult, QXE, 4GG, and now jjakji.
Imagine if we just had... well, no, actually we can't.
That'd be great.
Exclusively
I'd
Terrans.
love it.
Will be good.
All right, so we'll be jumping into Nurtio versus MaNa immediately here to carry on with the lower bracket. We finish with the winner bracket now. And if it is updated, I'll have a look if it has been updated. It's a little bit slow with updating the actual official bracket. Yeah, it's slow, so...
The TLPD one is updating quicker than that one. The TLPD wizards are insane. Oh, the Wikipedia wizards are insane. I shouldn't say TLPD because it's an entirely different thing. Yeah, so... What was that? Was that an invite to the chat? Yeah, okay. Nurtio MaNa. I mean... What do we even need to say about this other than it's one of the longest rivalries in StarCraft 2?
One of the most one-sided rivalries of StarCraft 2 as well. I think we can say over the 3 years of StarCraft 2, or however long it is now, coming up to 4 years this year. You know, Nurtio and MaNa have played a lot. They're both Polish. They play in the Polish tournaments. They played in the national WCS back in 2012. And they've played in multiple international tournaments, and usually there's only been one winner. It's Nurtio.
It is Nurtio.
I think MaNa's won like 1 or 2 series ever.
It's been brutal.
And there's like up to 10, 20 More. I don't
There's
know.
a
It's
lot.
unbelievable the amount of games Nurchio's won.
I say every single time we end up casting them is that Nurchio always manages to get Lings in early somehow. I actually don't think that's going to happen this series, this time.
Well, if we look at the track record on day 2 of stage 2 here, or day 2 of the qualifier here at stage 2, MaNa has beaten Kane and TLO on his way here. So 2 decent Zerg players. Can he make the hat trick of Zerg players?
It would be nice. It would be nice. And then even still, after, he may have to play against Tefl if he advances on. So there's still at least 2 series today to cast for you guys.
Yep.
Which is nice.
Yep, I checked out a little bit of MaNa versus Kane and just briefly was able to have a look at his army composition. It seemed he was playing with a bit of influence from Naniwa. It looked very Void Rain Colossus centric, just those 2 units together, which is almost very, very common in Protoss versus Zerg. And we'll see if he plays that against Nurchio. Nurchio, when he plays against Protoss players, is usually quite heavy when it comes to Mutilus. He's always looking to make that switch to catch you off guard, if not fully dedicating to air. From the get-go on the larger maps, he'd even go double Spire sometimes to upgrade both units at the same time.
Yeah, he would. Very, very strong play against Stardust. He really didn't get into the swing of things when it came to doing something like that, but he knew against a player like Stardust, all he need to do is hold on, and then in his mind, he's kind of victorious from that point on. So that's what he likes to do against Stardust. Nurchio's had to play against all his Protoss European rivals. So he's having a fun day.
Okay, so the veto has begun. Of all the ladder maps that are out there, we have MaNa who starts the veto, and he has decided to get rid of Daedalus, of course.
Wow, what a surprise.
One of the harder maps for Protoss to play on due to the ramp size. It's very difficult to wall off against aggressive players. And then Nurchio goes over and removes Yunsu, which is a smaller 2-player map. A lot of blink plays and oracles can be quite annoying to deal with, so it makes sense he decides to get rid of that.
Can we dub Daedalus Daedalus? Because it's I'm not really sure we're going to see it a whole lot in the upcoming tournaments.
And it looks like MaNa has decided to veto out Bolo Knight.
Bye-bye. Well, okie dokes. Wait a minute. Did he get 2 vetoes? Oh, no, he vetoed Yonsu. Okay. So, that's 3 gone. Now we are just waiting for Nurchio's second pick. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Ultrazeme. If we cast a game on Ultrazeme today, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah, I haven't really been able to cast too many of those games. I've played on it, but not casted on it yet.
Ooh. And Nurchio picks Habitation Station. So there is the potential that we can cast Ultrazeme, which if we do, I imagine Ultrazeme is Nurchio's playground. He loves... I mean, I haven't spoken to the guy, and I haven't seen his games on Ultrazeme Alta, but I can only imagine that he loves this map.
All right, well, the three maps are, as you said, Ultrazeme, Frost, and Heavy Rain. So which is going to be the order for these 3 players? And Ultrazeme is first, selected by MaNa.
Yeah.
And Zerg players do like to get rid of it quite often. It is a little bit difficult to play on the size of it. And then Frost second with Heavy Rain last.
I think as a Protoss on Ultrazeme Alta, you can't open up with anything other than a Stargate play. I think it's not viable to do anything else. It's scary to do anything else.
I mean, you could try a super fast third.
You could.
A big map like that.
Yeah, you could.
There's a few things I don't know. I mean, I've played and watched a couple, but we'll see. I mean, it's up to MaNa what he wants to do here against Nurchio. I'd imagine Nurchio on a map this size, having forced to play on it, would probably play some crazy air style. Maybe, but like you said, if MaNa does try to play a Stargate play, he could almost directly counter it.
It's a tough map. We'll see. I am entering the... I think I might have to relog, actually. So if you could hold them on for just a second whilst I relog.
All right, well, while you relog, we'll bring up the competition for you guys, which we have been running over the last couple of days. Maybe you entered it already yesterday. Maybe you didn't. And maybe I'm going to let you know about it now. So the competition is rather simple. There's this wonderful board in front of us with a lot of good players' names on it. Even the famous artist Will I Am, who was present at the Interstream Masters New York tournament. So as you can see, there's a bunch of stuff and signatures on it. And if you want to win it, it's quite simple, really. You go over to facebook.com/ESLTV, and it takes you onto the landing page, which I have in front of me. Of course, you'd probably want to log in first of all on Facebook, which I haven't done, and then come to the left-hand side, which is the latest post from ESLTV, which has me on it, signing it with Will I Am. Well, he's not there, but
He's on the other
I'm on the
side.
same thing.
Yeah.
And then all you need to do is kind of leave a comment. You will, well, not you will be, sorry, because that's a little bit wrong. You might be selected if you are one lucky individual, because there's quite a few people that have left comments. If you want to come on and you can leave a comment somewhere down here and just say hello, really, or whatever you want to say, and you're in with a chance of winning. Quite simple.
And I also think that it's selected live on the show.
Yeah, later on today, towards the end of the show, we will have a winner, and we will let you know. And of course, you'll be contacted after the show has finished.
Awesome stuff. So without further ado, we're going to have game number 1 between MaNa and Nurtio. It had to work out this way when they're competing in the same bracket. And it's actually Frost. No, wrong map. Okay, so we're going to regame. Yeah, that was weird. I was like, wait a minute.